How do I prepare for a virtual court proceeding? What do courts consider in custody battles? And can a spouse still file for alimony after the divorce? These are some of the questions we're going to be answering today, and that you can get answers to whatever other law-related questions you have during the Friday special For All Statewide Service Day event. So what is For All Service Day? It is an annual Call a Lawyer program with hundreds of volunteer attorneys providing free legal information. Yeah, you heard right, free. They serve tens of thousands of North Carolinians every year. And this year, it's happening tomorrow. The phone lines are open 11 to 7. But before then, we got a special preview for you. Grant Sigmon from Sigmon Client Attorneys Law is one of those attorneys who's going to donate his time to answer your questions during For All Service Day. He's here to talk about the event and answer all your questions about family law and court proceedings during the pandemics. If you have a question, text it to 336-379-5775. Remember, this is a text-only number. Grant and I were talking earlier, some of his top questions he gets are some we're going to start with because we know you probably have them too. Like, how do you prepare for a virtual court hearing in this pandemic time? It's such a strange world we live in.
Thanks, Ben. You really want to approach a virtual court proceeding just like you would a live hearing in a courtroom. You want to take it seriously and show up early, dress professionally, and depending on where you're located, you want to avoid distractions like children, pets, and cell phones. Ideally, test your technology the day before to avoid any last-minute hiccups, and certainly have a professional background behind you to show the court and anyone else involved in the proceeding that you are taking it seriously and approaching it with the same formalities you would in a courtroom.
What if you don't have the technology? How do you participate in this?
That's a great question. Our courts, at least in Guilford County, are extraordinarily willing to help folks participate. You know, we have due process rights in North Carolina that our courts take very seriously. So the technology is available to the litigants and to the lawyers. Folks without attorneys have the same access as us.
We're getting a question in, are a lot of cases being postponed right now because of the pandemic?
They are. We are experiencing significant backlogs in our cases. Our trial court administrators and judges are working diligently to try to make sure cases are able to move forward. And that's why it's important during the pandemic that we all adapt, use the virtual technology, use WebEx and Zoom to try to move those cases forward and avoid the backlogs in our dockets.
And how do you know if your case is one of those that's been backlogged?
Well, the calendars are public record. You can access it online, or the clerk of court's office is still open for folks to go in to check on your case. If you're having trouble and you can't figure it out on your own, you should call a local attorney for help.
We have one person writing in, is everything done totally virtually, or can I actually go in person if I'd prefer that?
It depends. Typical lawyer answer for you there, Ben. But it's important that you keep up with the administrative orders that are entered locally by our judges. And also some of those decisions are made at the state level and at the Supreme Court in Raleigh. So it's important that you pay attention to administrative orders and rulings from the Supreme Court in North Carolina as the pandemic moves forward and folks get vaccinated, to see whether you need to show up in person or virtually.
Okay, keep texting in your questions, 336-379-5775. We'll be right back to talk about some family law questions like alimony and child custody. See you then.